of this program, viewer discretion is advised.
You know, there were at least 3 times in that intro where in the background something you made, Coach, plays in the background as
I gotta do this. I gotta do this quick. War Eagle Keely Chow. I said it first.
War Eagle.
I said it first.
Good morning, everybody. We got Coach here from Echo Base Network. What is up? Let's go. You got like a couple weeks before you go back to school.
Week and a half.
What?
A week and a half.
Week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And you were like, dude, I got to jump on. for a morning show. And I was like, yeah, let's bring on Coach.
I always do stuff with you in the summertime when I have more time. I've been more busy this summer than ever.
I hear that.
So no downtime for this one at all. I have a problem. I can't chill. I can't sit down and chill. Sitting on the couch, zoning out. I don't even know what that's about anymore. So anyways, I basically hit the pause button on everything. I said, I'm doing my hour with Loki today. And the awesome Valhalla. Hell, everybody, thank you for having me.
Roll Tide, Coach. Roll Tide, Keely Chow. Keely Chow getting in his War Eagle. Oh. Daryl the Derelict, greetings program. He's like, morning, Coach.
What up, Daryl?
Morning, Coach.
Let's go. That's my boy.
Second Ward 9. What is up, brother? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good to see y'all here. A lot of love for the coach.
Thank you, guys. Hey, Penny. Love you guys.
When I was a kid, school started the day after Labor Day.
Bro, I know. Hey, Pat. I'm going back earlier than ever before, but we have 2 weeks of professional development, teacher training, before the kids come back. So it's gonna be all right. And truthfully, I'm ready to go back to work, bro. I really am. Like, as busy as I am, I'm also stir crazy. Like, I enjoy the grind. You know, I started
Yeah.
driving a bus this last year.
I know.
So I get up at 4:30. I'm at the bus yard by 6. I drive. My route's an hour long. And then after school's over, after I've taught all day long, then I take them all home.
Yep.
And I commute 45 minutes to work. So it is a grind, but I'm ready for it. Let's go.
N-O, N-O,
Oh gosh.
no,
Oh
no,
gosh.
no,
Oh.
no.
Ugh. It's
You don't
just
play that
cringe.
anymore, do you?
Very rarely, but when I do, people go crazy, man. And I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't get it. I guess it's just remembering all the funny times. I don't know, but it's so funny.
Coach said, oh, yeah. Somebody said no word on EBN, and Coach got the button ready.
They've had me saying several over there this summer.
I can't blame you watching that crap y'all were watching.
Exactly. That show's had me custom. So
I can't. You know what? I can watch it for free. I know you guys watch it for free. I can watch it for free. I don't even want to watch it for free.
It's awful.
So I'm like, no, I didn't watch one single episode, and that's nothing against y'all. I just can't. I can't watch the systematic destruction of what I used to love, and watch those people go off and do that. Bravo to you guys. A lot of love and respect, because I can't do it. You know, Nick sent me an invite the other night for your guys' finale, and I was like, I haven't watched a single episode. What am I gonna say? How will I contribute to something where I haven't even watched it?
Yeah, all good. Hey, look, we had so many people come onto the stream that night, and Nick was running the stream. I knew it was going to be a disaster. I knew it was going to be a disaster because Nick had invited so many people, and there was 10 of us on stream. 10 is way too many people to have on any one stream. I don't care where you are. It's too many, especially when one of those people is Valiant Renegade, who will talk for 8 straight minutes. Love you, Valiant, but god dang, let somebody else talk. It was a nightmare. And
Coach, let me break down the analytics of the financial situation of the show, and how much money that they lost per episode, per capita, compared to the relation to a movie like Godzilla Minus One. We love you, brother. We love you, Valiant.
Lucky I've had enough Valiant lately. Okay, that's a really good Valiant, by the way. But man, it was we had people in the background, so I jumped out. I was like, hey, I'm gonna jump out and make room, and when the spot opens up, I'll be back. I waited for like 30 minutes, fell asleep. And I was like, it's a Nick stream. It really is. It's his kind of thing.
Bringing everybody on that's been blowing it up and lighting it up, and all about, you know what, all the love and respect to you guys. I can't watch it.
I understand.
I can't watch it. I'm like, I gave up so hard. You know, I said I wasn't going to go back in the theaters and watch anything Disney that comes out of Disney. I broke my word. I'm going to go see Deadpool. We've got our tickets to go see Deadpool.
Deadpool,
but I didn't pay
Disney
for it
now.
So.
Is that it? I haven't really been paying attention. That is Disney.
That is Disney. And
that's right. The Ryan Reynolds comments about Disney lately totally makes sense. Yeah.
And Ryan said they were hands off. That Bob Iger was like, y'all do your own thing, do whatever. Just don't do this or this.
I mean, I don't know what you would think that Disney's not going to allow them to do. I mean, they ought to be able to do. This ain't that Disney anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This isn't good, fun, wholesome family entertainment Disney anymore. Deadpool 3 is right up their alley.
Yeah.
But I hope the movie's great. And I think it will be.
Do you remember, let's, I want to pop into this because this is kind of the whole point of the topic today. Do you remember The Expanse?
Dude, it was a show on my list, and I just never, I have so many shows on my list. I never got an opportunity to watch it. I just went through For All Mankind, which is another sci-fi-ish show and loved it. Highly recommend. But I never got to The Expanse yet.
Well, there was a guy on The Expanse called Cass Anbar, and towards the end of the show, I think it was the end of the second season, he suddenly gets killed off. There's this really weird scene in the last episode where they show him, and it's like a frozen picture of him, and you see like blood floating around the screen, and they just took him out, right?
Okay.
And this happened after they were done filming. So they had to bring a couple of members of the cast back in to like do an extra scene, but they basically cut everything of him out of the last episode. Uh-huh. Mexican Iron Man comes in and says, "Coach, brilliant eulogy by you and Nick last night."
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. Morning, Loki, Coach, and friends. Punk Waddle, what's up? Little Punk Waddle, the penguin that can. What is up? Andy Masterson is here. What is up, Andy? How are you doing, brother? Good to see you. So they just kill him off, and come to find out that there had been some kind of investigation. Those findings were never released. There was rumors of impropriety on Cass's part. They said that he was inappropriate to a couple of women at a convention, but we never got any more details than that. Nothing's ever been released since then.
Okay.
There are rumors, but they pretty much ended his career. Okay. So this investigation company goes in. They never release the findings publicly. You never find out what happened, but his career's over. He's been in like one little TV movie thing, and nobody even knew he was in that. You know, no one knows. You got to go onto his IMDb to find out that, oh, look, 2023, he was in something, which was last year.
Right.
But all over rumors of impropriety, he gets canceled. And we've seen that over and over and over again. We've seen it in the gaming industry. One of the original Halo team devs got fired from a team for supposed impropriety. We've got gamers. We've got YouTube personalities. We've had all these people that have gotten canceled because of cancel culture over the last 10 years.
Right.
A lot of it never explained. A lot of it never exposed. A lot of it never brought out in the light. You just hear these rumors. Nothing's ever confirmed. And now it seems like the pendulum's shifting and everything's swinging back the other way. You've got what happened with Jack Black. Now, did Jack Black and his buddy do something absolutely horrendous and nasty the other night? Yeah, they did. Mm-hmm. With the Trump comments and what they said about, oh, well, I wish the shooter hadn't missed. I wish he had better aim or whatever. Mm-hmm. These stupid people saying stupid things. That tour is over. Tenacious D is done. Mm-hmm. They're finished. This is not something that you're like, oh, well, what really happened? We know exactly what. You guys did a video on that. So we know what happened there. There's a lot of things that have happened over the last 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years that we don't know the real story. Nothing was ever brought forward. Nothing was ever brought in light. And these people lost their careers. They lost their jobs. Should we be celebrating any of this now that's happening to the other side because they're still morons and with TDS derangement?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Are you asking me that?
Yeah.
I think it's a very slippery slope when you're talking about cancel culture and then you're talking about its first cousin, freedom of speech, because they're not the same thing, and I have to be very careful. And here's the thing. None of the people that you were mentioning, or none of the instances, has someone been thrown in jail or in prison for saying what they said. So that's freedom of speech. That's what that is. Freedom of speech does not mean in America you have the right to say whatever you want to say without any repercussion. That is not what it means. Okay. And that is where cancel culture comes in. You probably know this. There is a YouTuber who is a gaming streamer that goes by the handle Destiny.
Yep. I know about Destiny.
Destiny just got kicked off the gaming platform.
Kick.
Kick.
Yeah.
For the things that he said, and he got slayed on Piers Morgan on a live interview.
Yes, he did.
On national television. But the things that he has said have been really bad.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not getting into the things that he said. This is not what that's about. My point is, if Kick, and everybody's not going to agree with this opinion, but if you violate their protocol, their standards, their guidelines, you could say whatever you want to say, but you can't say it here.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to go say that stuff somewhere else. The problem, brother, is that when these companies are shepherding what you could say on their platforms, and then they politicize it, and then I get demonetized, you get demonetized, and I ain't saying nothing evil, but YouTube's ran by Google.
Yep.
Okay. So it's a very, very big issue. I support Destiny being kicked from Kick. I do. But it is a very slippery slope. If you don't like what Jack Black, what Tyler Gass said, and Jack Black's response to that, then don't support Tenacious D. Don't go watch his movie. Don't go to their concerts. Let your voice be heard, and that's it. Nobody's wanting them to or I'm not, have them thrown in prison or whatever. But yeah, we have to be. It just gets worse. The comments and the hatred that people spew because of social media.
That's right.
It's not ever going to get better. Imagine what this is going to be like in 10 or 15 years from now. I mean, it's a competition for clicks and to see who can say the craziest, most outrageous, or the most funny thing to garner the most attention. It's just a competition all over the world to
get away with
the
it.
internet.
Yeah. To get away with it. Walter Tomasky, what is up, brother? With a $4.99 super chat, says, I've been called libtard by conservatives and MAGA by liberals. I'm neither. Before the attempt, I'd have laughed it off. I'm not laughing anymore. I don't blame you. There's a reason why I don't get into a lot of political stuff. I don't like getting into political stuff. I dealt with the political stuff when I was growing up. You know how many Thanksgivings and Christmases got ruined with politics because someone would get their ass hurt because politics got brought up into it? I hate that stuff. I don't like getting involved in that stuff. So normally I don't talk politics. One of the few exceptions I've got is with this guy right here, because I have fun talking and making fun of just all of it. Not just one thing, but all of it. So there's an exception when Mexican Iron Man comes in the room, because I can have fun just making fun of all of it. I don't have to worry about it. I will vote for who I want to vote for guy. I don't do things along party lines. I'm not just a straight this or a straight that. It's not black and white to me. And I think that's been very difficult over the last 10 years to deal with, because there has been such if you're not one of us, you're evil. If you're not on the left, you're a Yahtzee, or you're a this, or you're a that. If you don't agree with everything we say, we're going to cancel you. That's very difficult to agree with anything that they have to say or go along with any of that, because it's like, why should I even bother? You're going to hate me for my thoughts on this or this or this.
Right.
But you want to, praise me that, oh, well, he's got sense because he agrees with this. It's almost not possible to even have that discussion anymore, because they don't want you around. And Lester San Jose, the skeptic tank, has become a member of Loki's army. What is up, brother? Thank you so very much, Lester. And right behind him, I almost said Keely Chow. God help me. I can't read this morning. Makani Draws, what is up, brother?
What's up?
is become a warrior of Asgard. Welcome back to the Warrior of Asgards, my friend. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla. And welcome to the Viking Horde, gentlemen. Skull! The boys running in to kick some butt and take some names. If Loki doesn't vote for Biden, then he's not black. I don't know what you mean. I'm not black.
That's on social media. That a lot of people are posting stuff like that.
A voice of reason. Yes, exactly.
Thank you, sir.
Exactly. Freaking exactly. Punkwada says the same rules of slander and libel will be put on social media and figure out even how the amateurs will be held to a standard. I hope so, dude. Because it is kind of the wild, wild west. That's one of the things, we deal with is this is very much the wild, wild west. Anybody can say whatever they want.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, unless it's severe and out of order, like you said earlier, there aren't really any consequences.
You hit the nail on the head too. If you disagree with me in any way, if you say any one thing I disagree with, then I'm out. And we actually see that on our channel all the time. We see comments in our videos and it'll say, man, I have been with y'all with every video, but this video right here that you just made is shockingly off to me. I couldn't disagree more. Unsubscribing, you lost a fan. And I'm like, bruh, you're leaving because you were never a fan to begin with.
No.
Like, you disagree with me on one thing? Like, okay, well, it's not about finding people. Look, I know what you are and I know what you're about. You know what I am. You know what I'm about. I get called the silly Southern boy that believes in the man in the clouds. I'm a far right conservative.
Oh, you're damn right. I believe in the man in the clouds.
Well,
for anybody that ever wondered that, let me tell you there's something right now. Yes, Loki does believe in God. And yes, Loki prays sometimes. And yes, Loki has conversations with the man. That is a fact. Don't think Loki doesn't. Don't think Loki's some crazy. I have been called not a pagan, but God, what's the word that I'm thinking of?
Atheist, agnostic?
No, it's like not a blasphemer, but
heretic.
Heretic. Thank you. I've been called a heretic because I don't go along with everything. I don't. That's something that, when I was a teenager late in life, I got raised a good old Southern boy in church every Sunday. And I used to go to church on Wednesday too at night.
My point is I'm not trying to make anybody anything. I'm just what I am. And I'm not trying to convince anybody to think like me or be like me. Pete Maravich, the great basketball player, late in his life, just a couple years before he died in 1987, he was radically changed. He was a radical Christian, and he spent the last couple years of his life on mission for God, out witnessing to people, handing out stuff, inviting people to church. Totally different Pete Maravich than anybody had ever known before. But he told people, look, I'm a Christian. I'm not trying to make you anything. I'm just sharing with you what's happened to me. And, I'm not trying to make you Christian any more than I'm trying to make you a Corvette. That was his popular saying. And I like that.
My Mexican Iron Man's praying right now that we turn our mic settings down. I don't know what you're talking about, Mike. My mic settings.
He's just saying we're crazy white people screaming in the morning.
Howlies is what they call us in Hawaii. It's howlies. Makani draws $20 super chat. Destiny loses all right to call himself a human being. He's serious about everything he's saying. However, I'm against canceling him because people need to hear these statements as a massive wake-up call. I agree. Let them shriek. Let them let them say all the crazy bullshit that they're saying, because that wakes us up to who they are and what they are about and what this is done to people's heads. I said the other day, I texted this thing out. It's going to take a generation or two to get over this. It is. There's massive TDS and massive bullcrap that's been taught to kids that is screwed with their head. Oh, you're evil if you think this. You're evil if you're on this side of the argument. You're evil, blah, 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 blah. If that takes time to repair, that takes time to fix. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. Mahogany, thank you so much, brother.
I agree with the whole thing. And I've said this many times. if sorry, if cancel culture means silencing someone, I think that's the most evil thing you could do to anybody. I don't care what their viewpoint is. No one should be silenced. I don't care how dumb the things are that they're saying. But I do support platforms saying, look, man, you can't say that here.
Yep.
If you so Destiny got thrown off Kick. There's a lot of other platforms he can go and his fans can go to if they want to hear him.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So Bill O'Reilly got fired from Fox News years ago. He's on YouTube every day. Go check him out. I mean, they weren't silenced. You know what I mean?
Pogawada says, when the extreme opinions get silenced, we get litmus tests and more of sitting in the boiling water because the change happened too slowly. You know, I can't think of anything we've ever done, anything we've ever said on this show, or yours, as a matter of fact, that would get anybody canceled or removed. There's a lot of understanding and a lot of, hey, let's talk about it, that goes on around here. And it goes on Echo Base. So when something like that happens and it just comes out of nowhere, I'm kind of shocked when I especially when I've watched a channel and I've seen, oh, well, that some lines never got crossed, but then suddenly they're gone. They get wiped out by Google. Something we all have to understand is this is not a right. We don't have a right. I don't have a right to be on YouTube. I don't have a right to be on social media.
Sure.
I don't have any right. If I got removed, I would have to come up with some way away from here to continue to do this and continue to do this show. That's just what I would have to do, and I'd have to deal with it.
Right.
If they take you out, they take you out. That's something you have to accept when you get into this. But still, there's been some wacky decisions over the course of the last 6 years that I've seen. You guys got demonetized on a channel that had nothing, that wasn't hurting anybody.
Nope. And good for us that we're just part-time YouTubers and we don't do this for a living. You know, if you do this for a living and you get hit, which we've seen happen to people that we know and people we consider friends in the space, you know, that is, that's rough, man. If it's your whole livelihood, this is how you feed your family, by creating content, and then you lose the monetization. That is, you don't have a job.
You don't have a job.
If you're not getting paid for it, you don't have a job. That is rough. And I want to maybe revise my statement. I think I said what I think I said, but Papa Cotton said the most evil thing someone can do to someone else, silencing them. Really? I believe what I said was one of the most evil thing. Obviously, if you kill somebody, that's going to be like even worse. But to remove someone's voice, to take their voice away, is to treat them as if they are invisible.
Yes.
That is very evil to me. But you know, hey, opinion varies.
That is something that they have been very successful at, is silencing people and making sure they can't say anything. One of the recent developments that happened over the last month was with Dr. Disrespect. And at first, there were a lot of people that came out and said, you know what the hell is going on? We don't even know the whole story. And then we got a lot more of the story. And people were like, well, you know what? If he was talking to some underage girl, then that's on him.
Yep.
That's his problem. And he came out and he admitted that. He came out and he said that. And I was kind of blown away by that. When he came out and said that, I was like, you're talking like you're defending yourself, but no matter what. And there were people that came out and said, oh, well, it was a spy. It was someone who secretly worked for Twitch or blah, blah, blah. None of that matters because he didn't know that. He didn't know that. So even if any of that is true, he had no idea
Mhm.
that that was, so he thought he was talking to someone that was underage. Oh, well, what happened if he found out? Apparently he kept talking. No, no, no. And I'm not getting, we're not doing that. But he admitted it. A lot of these stories we don't know.
Right.
Like what happened with Cass Anbar. We don't know. So we're left wondering what happened. And I remember someone in a comment section one day after we had talked about Cass, said, you don't need to know. You don't need to know what happened. The allegations alone are bad enough, blah, 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 blah. I said, yeah, we kind of do need to know. Because if they're using this as a weapon, and they did weaponize this, we all know they weaponized it to cancel people, to silence people, to make them lose their jobs, to make them have no way to support themselves or their family. We know they did this. What are we supposed to do, and what are we supposed to think unless we have the whole story? Where are we supposed to go from there?
Well, that's part of the problem, is that there's very little transparency today with anything.
And if you're going to cancel someone and ruin their life, there has to be.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be some kind of transparency. MB Geek, what's up, brother? MB Geek's Bar and Grill with $10 super chat said, "The Acolyte is not just the worst of Star Wars. It is the worst sci-fi I've ever seen. I did not think it was then TLJ or Revenge of the Sith. Evelyn said, hold my beer and
Rise
watch
of
this train
Skywalker.
wreck. Rise of Skywalker. So, yeah, she did.
I agree. The worst. Not as like negatively impactful as The Last Jedi, because most of the fans have already left. But this was the worst.
And we do have an answer for that, MB Geeks Bar and Grill, and that is some good Star Wars, and we'll do that with a little nipple gun action. Skull! I love that ion gun, dude.
Yep,
I love the ion gun. Prepare arm control. Fire. And they know exactly what's going to happen. They know exactly what they just did. And that Star Destroyer took a dump in space and was like, oh.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man.
That is good stuff. That's back when it was still the best. And there's some people that I know that absolutely hated the prequels. They absolutely hated the prequels. I grew up where at the end of the school year, we always watched Star Wars. Every single year, didn't matter what teacher we had, we got to watch the Star Wars movies at the end of the year. So the last couple of days of school, we would sit down and we would watch like a movie a day until the end of school. And I know people from back then that are like, I hated it. I hated it all. And you know what they're saying now? Those were some of the best movies. And it's like, wow, how times have changed. I didn't think that Phantom Menace was a great movie. I thought it was good. I loved Qui-Gon Jinn, dude. Qui-Gon Jinn's probably one of my favorite Jedi of all time. So I love Qui-Gon Jinn. I hated that he dies at the end of the movie. We lose Liam Neeson. I wish we got more of him. All we get is Anakin, no, and that's it.
Well, there's Kenobi.
Yeah, well, that's not. I don't. No,
I get you.
I don't see. I couldn't watch that. I couldn't watch that. I couldn't watch The Acolyte. There was another one I couldn't watch, but I can't even think of what that was now.
Right.
I don't know. After Book of Boba Fett, I just kind of went, this is bad. This is so bad, and it's just getting worse, and it's just going to get worse because these people don't understand. They don't. They don't understand. I don't think their prequels still suck, but it's no longer the worst thing ever made by Star Wars.
I have a love-hate relationship with them. I do.
Is the I was kind of shocked people hated Attack of the Clones so much. I was like, I thought it was Phantom Menace that people didn't like.
It was far superior to the Phantom Menace for me, with the exception of the last 15 minutes of the Phantom Menace, which is really, really good, minus Anakin fighting in space. I'm not down with that. That's a neat trick. Come on, man. Come on, man. Don't do that.
This is pod racing.
Yeah. Phantom Menace is a tough rewatch for me, but Attack of the Clones I liked it.
I'd never been in a theater. So all of these I saw opening night, except for Phantom Menace. All of them I saw opening night. I'd never been in a theater, and I saw Attack of the Clones in IMAX. I'd never been in a theater that got up and cheered before the movie was over.
Mm-hmm.
And when
Yoda.
And it was when he opened his coat and pulled his lightsaber, it erupted.
The only word I could think of in the opening, premiere, because I was there as well, is pandemonium. It was pandemonium.
Yeah.
The fans went nuts. And we haven't experienced anything like that in a while. We did. It's like I'm beating the same drum over and over. We did with Chapter 16 in The Mandalorian. That was a pandemonium moment.
Yeah.
Where the fans literally all freaked out and everybody was excited and happy.
I'll never forget Dave Bob. I'll never forget Dave Bob going, "It's Luke! Yeah. It's Luke!" Before he even got out of the X-wing. As soon as Dave Bob saw the X-wing, "It's Luke!"
Yeah.
And I was like, "What? No, it's gonna be Ahsoka, or it's gonna be this, or I never believed they would do that. I just didn't." And I think that was the thing. Nobody else believed it either. No, not Disney. Disney's not going to have Luke come in and be a hero. And then they screwed it up, didn't they? Snowed up with $2 super chat to Skull and Tuck and Roll. Skull and Tuck and Roll, my friend. This one is just for you. Thank you so very much. Snowed up, Skull and Tuck and Roll. A little juke and jive and a little tuck and roll with a Harrier jet.
I like it.
But I know you guys got excited, and I know you got excited. We all got excited. Maybe they're going to fix it. And then we started talking about it. Maybe they're getting wise. Maybe they're getting, and I said it. I said, man, maybe they finally figured it out. We figured it out, and we are going to pay respect. That's all we ever asked. Pay respect to what came before. And now we've got space witches that, yeah.
It's rough.
Yeah. Let me ask you something. What's that like? Because, I mean, you guys talk about this. This is your bread and butter. This is what Echo Base was born to do. What's it like for you to go, man, I've got to go up here. You've got a lot of people watching you. You have a big audience watching you. But what's it like to man, I've got to go and I've got to talk about this, and I love this IP. But then I got to go and shit on it because they're shitting on it.
Yeah. Well, you just have to call it what it is, and call it how you see it. Our main thing, which, the people who are the viewers that hate us, they don't know us well enough, or don't want to know us well enough to realize that we really are saying what we think. Like, I know they think we're just grifting. They think we're just playing to a crowd. They think we're just trying to get hate clicks. No, we literally do not like the show. I mean, it is what it is. So basically, our channel has, and this wasn't by design. This is because of what Disney has done with Star Wars. The current state of the franchise, we really have turned into a channel that honors and loves George Lucas Star Wars calls it the way that we see it with Disney Star Wars. When it's good, we say it's good. More times than not, far more times than not, it's not good, and it just reached the worst level with the Acolyte. So we're calling it the way that we see it, the way that we always do. We want Star Wars to be good. We really do, but they're so far away from that right now, and one good episode or one good show or one good movie is not going to do it. Like Star Wars, nothing Star Wars should ever be audience reviewed at a 15%.
Agreed.
Because if it's that low, then it's not Star Wars. It can't be Star Wars for me if it's that low. So what you do is you compartmentalize Star Wars. There's George Lucas Star Wars, and then there's after 2012. And it is what it is. Have they given us some great things? For sure they have. Rogue One was fantastic. I love the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian. It's the best live action Star Wars that we've gotten, in my opinion.
Yep.
I loved The Force Awakens because I thought Star Wars was back. I didn't agree with all of it. I didn't like all of the decisions, but overall, I was really, really happy. But then, it is what it is. I'm not going to go into all the reasons why, because I could be here forever. But yeah, it's to get back to your question, we were so disappointed with the Ahsoka show by the end of it that we were like, we're branching out. I'm so tired of hating on Star Wars. I'm so tired of everything that we do on the channel. It's negative. We get tired of it too. I want to talk about something that I like. I really do. And that's why we make ourselves do that occasionally. But I will tell you this. I have never been emotionally hurt by watching Star Wars. I've never been angry since The Last Jedi, because I told myself I'll never let that happen again. So when it's bad, like The Acolyte was, I was just laughing. It's bad comedy to me. It's so terrible. It was a great laugh, and I'm going to miss The Acolyte. I really am, because it was a hell of a lot of fun to make videos and talk about, because it was absurd levels of writing. Just I can't even explain it, how bad it was. That part,
I saw Batwoman.
I really do.
I saw Batwoman on the CW, so I can believe it. It's Batwoman level bad, guys. It is. PJ over to Orbital Nation says, I have a lot of empathy for you guys at Echo Base. You guys are in a tough spot. Lots of respect for both of you.
Thank you, Orbital Nation. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, PJ. Thank you so much, brother. You guys have been watching House of the Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
What's it like to watch a show where they actually do know what the hell they're doing and want it to be good?
Any 30-second clip of that show is far superior to anything that we saw in The Acolyte. I mean, a story that actually makes sense. The last episode, for me, it was a lot slower paced. There wasn't as much happening. Some chess pieces were moving around for later in the story, but it was the worst episode so far of the season for me, and it was still really good.
Yeah, it still had you glued.
Thing, I didn't not like it at all. It's worth watching again, just because it wasn't as, I wasn't as into it as I have been the other episodes. But it's easy to watch that show. It's a pleasure, actually.
Puddle Jumper says, I can't watch House of the Dragon. I got a 5-year-old that wants to be with us too much for an hour-long episode like that. I get that. I get that. There are some things that you've got to kind of ease back on, but you can eventually. Just think about it like that. Eventually, you'll be able to get to it, or you'll have a day where the kiddo's out or something, and you can pop on the HBO Direct and just watch it. Mm-hmm. Watch a couple episodes.
That's right.
Papa said never watch Game of Thrones. What's really weird, and So before the hurricane happened, I had started watching original Game of Thrones because I'm like going back and I'm rewatching. I'm like, you know what? That makes more sense now. Oh, look, they mentioned Dance of Dragons. You know, they mentioned this. I don't know if anybody's ever noticed this. The Night King and his lieutenants, they are in Balerian armor. They are in Balerian armor. Explain that one to me. So is Night King and his lieutenants, are they Balerian? They are in the like Targaryen Valerian like armor.
Mhm.
So on the show, explain that. Did they just kind of take that and incorporate it into House of the Dragon? Was that just a design choice? What's going on there? So anyway, I didn't pass forward through anything until I got to certain parts of season 5. So that's 4 seasons where I rewatched every single episode without going, no, I didn't even deal with this. Some of the Arya Stark shit I'm like, nope, seen it. I get it. I know where you're going with this. Let's move on. Where's
Right.
Danny? Give me some Danny and some Jon Snow and
Yeah.
but that's amazing to do that and on a rewatch. I've watched through Game of Thrones like 3 or 4 times in my life. So to keep my attention like that through all those episodes and all those seasons where there isn't even one episode where I'm like, oh, rolling my eyes or just wanting to get through it and get to the next thing, that's impressive. And you can tell where they started to go, well, you know what? Why don't we kiss some butt here and why don't we do a little stupid thing here? Darth Arlena over on Rumble just threw down a $2 Rumble rant and says, I hate that Disney has destroyed Star Wars. I still love it, but I haven't watched anything since Kenobi. Coach, I love you. And I lurk when he be in his live.
Love you.
Don't
Arlene.
chat because y'all got so many people in chat. And you do. I popped in there the other day when you were doing your finale review, and I was like, guys, all the props in the world because I can't watch this shit.
Yeah.
I can't watch this crap. I can't. It just, and some people are like, Loki, why aren't you making money off this? Why aren't you, I want to hear you burn this down and set it on fire and make it explode. And you could be making money. And you could have more fans and you could do this. And I'm like, I don't want to watch it. It hurts. It really does. I don't want to watch it. And I'm not going to come on here and sell you guys the idea that I watched it and that I hated it if I didn't actually watch it.
Right.
If I
that's good.
don't get more subscribers for that, oh well, I'm not going to get more subscribers for that.
You
I'm
got
not-
to do you got to do what you got to do. I could be watching Cobra Kai right now and pumping videos out because I know people
dude.
would watch them.
Yeah, Cobra Kai never
But
dies.
I'm going through season 5 right now with my oldest daughter, and she asked me if I would wait and watch it with her, and I said yes, I will. So
Yeah.
no EBN content on Cobra Kai unless Nick makes it, because I won't be watching until she's ready. So
I was playing. What was I playing? I was playing Dead or Alive last round. So it was Dead or Alive 5 last round, and there's a karate duo on there that knows karate. So you can tag team martial arts. It's tag team. It's almost like MMA, some stuff like that. But it's got
Right.
ninjas and a couple of fantasy elements and blah blah blah. Right. But there is a karate duo. It's a Tomi, which is the chick, and then it's the other guy, the other karate guy. Dude, I love playing through that. And I was playing through it, using them. That's my team. Those are my 2 fighters that I always play with. And I'm like, man, I would love a Cobra Kai just beat the crap game like this that uses some character stuff like this. And all I could think of the whole time I was playing through was Cobra Kai. Because I am ready for some Cobra Kai. I want me some Cobra Kai back.
it's here. First 5 episodes dropped today.
So I cannot wait. I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna watch the crap out of that tonight. And then speaking of, no show with the Dega tonight. Dega's out, and I'm still on the mend, guys. So I will take the break. I will take the break and let my lungs heal from the past couple of days. Arlena, thank you again so much for your $2 Rumble rant. This one is just for you. Where is it? Here it is. Skull! Oh, hello there, little miss.
This is my new best friend. She's growing up too fast.
Oh.
Hey, Ruby.
Oh, is that her name's Ruby? That's what a sweetheart.
Yep. She's our third Cavalier. And she was the runt of the litter, so she's always going to be very small compared to our other two. So she's about full grown now. So we've never had a dog this small.
Wow.
But she's our baby.
Oh, wow. That's a sweetheart right there. Until she poops in coach's office.
Oh, she does that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Come in the middle of the scream, look up at you and go.
Oh, yeah. She'll do it. Lay a steamer.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Steamer for the streamer.
Holy crap. Thank you, Apollomy. Thank you so very much. It's good to be back. I'm not, you can definitely tell. Coach Mike was giving me so much crap the other day. He's like, you're wheezing. You're wheezing. They can hear you wheezing. Why are you even on there? Mr. YouTuber with walking pneumonia has to get on his stream and da-da-da-da. I'm better. It is getting better.
Yeah.
I'm breathing easier. You can definitely tell that it's easing finally back. But dude, just with the hurricane and with everything that happened, and the mix of here's some hot air, here's cold air, hot air, cold air, hot air, cold air. You can only, I can only charge my phone in the car. It hit me super hard. I had to come back from that. So I got a whole week off last week because of the hurricane and not having power and all that. I'm lucky I got that. I feel blessed that at Dega, and we had Joe Malozzi from Stargate, one of the executive producers of Stargate, on because of a Dega. Dega brought him on, and they had a show on Thursday, and I feel very blessed for the people that stood up and helped out last week.
Mike ran the show, had me on and Culture as guests. That was fun. Yes, sir.
Mike stepped in and Dega stepped in, and so many people stood up and helped out, and I'm very appreciative of that.
Right.
So I try not to ask for too many favors. Mike's like, you should just let somebody else do the show. I'm like, well, I was gone all last week. I have power now. I'm getting better. Things are getting better, and I'll have the rest of the day to let that settle and get back. What are you looking most forward to with Cobra Kai? They're breaking it up into 3 parts. Couldn't believe that when I heard that. 3 parts.
All right. So part of being authentic is saying things that people aren't going to like. So I'm going to say it. Rewatching Cobra Kai has not been easy. It has not been easy.
Really?
The first 2 seasons, especially the first season, when you're walking in and you don't know how this is going to go, they're bringing back the Karate Kid. How is this good? Johnny's the good guy. Well, what? Okay, I'm interested. All these people from 1984 that are still alive are back. It was so good. It really was the gold standard of how you honor a franchise. It really was. However, that being said, there's a lot of moments in the show, especially in the later seasons, that it just gets away from you, man. Like a lot of the moments between, especially the kids, and then watching Daniel and Johnny fight over and over again, and y'all are 60-year-old men. Daniel's running off to play karate. He's 60 years old. All right, I'm 44, man, and I no longer have dreams of me scoring 40 points in a game. Okay,
yeah.
That part of me is over. I do still sling frisbees, and win, by the way, but it's like there's a lot of stuff in that show That's just all right. And to be critical, like, okay, the two girls are about to fight. Sam, Daniel's daughter, and the girl from Cobra Kai, Tori. They're about to fight. And right before the championship fight, Tori is in the hallway about to walk out there on the mat and fight Sam. You know who walks over and has a one-on-one conversation with her right before the fight? Sam's mom. Daniel's what? And I'm like, oh, hell no. You would not be talking to me. I'm about to go fight your daughter right before the match. And then you're saying, just follow the rules. Oh, no. That is inconceivable how that could happen. I don't like, it was just cringe to watch. That's just one little moment. Man, I really sound like I hate the show. I don't.
No, you don't. No, I totally agree with you. No, and people know why I love Cobra Kai. I got my Cobra Kai beanie, which I don't have on right now. Cobra Kai shirts out my butt. I love Cobra Kai. No, there are issues with Cobra Kai, and it is a true fan that goes, I can see all the good. The moment when Daniel goes to Mr. Miyagi's grave and you hear the doo-doo-doo.
Yeah. There's so many great callbacks.
And you're like, oh my God, dude, he's talking to Mr. Miyagi. And he's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, boss. You know, I'm lost, and I'm here to see you because I'm lost. Yeah. And when I was lost the rest of my life, I came and saw you, and you always had the right thing to say to me. Those moments are heartbreaking. And then, like you said, you get Tori talking to Daniel's wife in the hallway before the fight with Sam, and you're like, nah, If some mom had come up to me and just play fair, I'd be like, I'd have told her what to go do with herself. At that age, I'd have been like, you can sit and spin on the middle finger, lady. I'm going to go out there and beat the shit out of your kid, and you're going to like it. You're going to watch it. You're going to like it. Yeah. You're going to cheer for me. How dare you? And I'd have been, and that's exactly what I would have done.
Right. I do like, a lot of the characters returning to the show. Like, I really like the Terry Silver character. He's believable. He's believable. John Kreese's character, bro. I mean, look, I love him. He's iconic. Don't get me wrong. He doesn't have the same energy that he had back in the day. He's 78 years old. They're doing phenomenal. They really are. But a lot of the fight sequences, even with the kids, it's like in slow motion.
Yeah.
And it's just...
one thing a huge disagreement I had with what they did was when they went back and showed the Vietnam stuff with him. I don't need to know why he is still. He's evil.
I think it was about him and Silver.
I know. Yeah, it was about him and Silver, but I don't need to know that. Yeah. I don't need to know that.
I agree.
We've got this thing now in movies and TV where it's like, oh my, let's go back to the beginning and explain why. Right. I don't want you to explain. I want him to be a curmudgeon-y, old, evil, get off my lawn guy that he's always been.
All right. So one thing that is really weird to me is, Daniel and Chosen preconceives that Terry Silver is going to go get Mike Barnes.
Yeah.
So they sneak into his warehouse and they're listening to him on the phone. And Daniel confronts him. Bro, I hadn't seen you in 35 years. The last time I saw you, we were 19 years old.
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing? Like, coming in here talking to me like this is 35 years ago. I run a furniture store.
Yep.
That was really weird to me, man. That Daniel LaRusso thinks that time just stood still and that everybody's exactly the way they were when they were 18 years old. And another thing, Daniel's like way too much. You don't know Terry Silver. He's going to do this and he's going to do that. This guy. And I'm like, bro, that happened over a week of your life in the summer when you were 19 in 1989. Let it go, Daniel. I really like Johnny, by the way. Johnny's my favorite.
Oh, I love Johnny.
By far, by far, Johnny is so superior to Daniel in every way in this series. Brilliant storytelling for Johnny.
When I was in my early 20s, I remember sitting down and I made a buddy of mine watch Karate Kid who hadn't seen it in forever. And I was like, dude, look at that. Daniel swoops in and acts like, this is mine now. And I started explaining this thing where I'm like, dude, you got to look at this from Johnny's perspective. Some random dude shows up who just moved here and he's moving in on your chick.
Yeah.
Allie said she talked to Johnny, and Johnny was like, we were supposed to work things out. So Johnny's coming at this from like I thought we were working crap out moment. Did he do some, did he go a little too far? Sure he did. But this guy's moving in on a woman that he is very much still interested in, that she led him to believe things were going to work themselves out. So he's hurting and he's pissed that the girl he has been with is now like, I'm with the new guy. And what does she do? She does the exact same thing to Daniel. She takes Daniel's car and runs off with another dude. You find out in the second movie, Allie borrowed the car for prom and went off with some other guy.
Right.
So she did the exact same thing to Daniel that she did to Johnny.
The thing I like about Johnny is how out of touch he is with today's culture. It's so funny, and the way that they wrote it, like when he finds out what the internet is, he finds out what Twitter is or social media.
Yeah,
and he's having to be schooled by he truly is a glorious boomer. He really is. The funniest part of the entire show, and it's something that they just threw in there, and I think a lot of people miss it. He was posting on social media when he was going to have a fight with Daniel, and he said, "Hash brown, it's on. Johnny versus LaRusso." And me and my daughter looked at that, and it said hash brown instead of hashtag.
Yeah.
And I was like, we laughed for 5 straight minutes, man. Because that they have so many little funny moments like that with Johnny. He always gets it wrong with culture. I love it.
Because he's still living in the 80s Iron Eagle age. He's still there.
Exactly.
He never left.
Exactly.
For him, time just kind of stood still and nothing progressed. What Coach is talking about is what makes it good. The outrageousness of some of these things. Yes. No, absolutely. And we're going to get out of here. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to EBN, make sure you're subscribed. Go over there, check out their channel. I know a lot of you are. But if you're not, go over and check out EBN. Coach and Nick have an absolutely wonderful channel. We've been doing this for almost 5 years. You guys have been doing it for almost 6.
Yeah.
And we were there at EBN watching from day one because I knew Nick. A lot of people, they think, oh, man, you and Coach are so tight. Me and Nick knew each other before any of this crap happened.
You wouldn't ever know me on YouTube because I was just somebody that watched an occasional basketball video.
Or disc golf.
Never
video.
Posted a thing in my life. Never made a comment. Never liked a video. Didn't know a thing about YouTube. So, and I still don't.
But it's been absolutely wonderful to have some friends like you guys. And I love, even though it's been years, I love the fact that whenever I'm making a new intro for the show, anytime I'm doing anything, I find ways to incorporate, even if it's in the background, stuff that Coach did, like an intro or a little clip I love including that because it's part of what we are. It's part of what's been going on the last 5 years. It's part of Valhalla. So always appreciate that, brother. Guys, kick ass today. Go out and do something. Go out and say something nice to somebody. Go out and kick some ass, take some names, and make today great. Guys, be great. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend to enter. And we'll see you on the next one. Have a great Thursday, everybody.
Later, guys.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.